Yeah, hi. And kill your TV. Here's a nice article. North Pole solar eclipse excited auroras on the other side of the world. Energy and particles from the sun interact with gases in the atmosphere to create stunning light shows called auroras, like this instance of the southern lights seen from the International Space Station in 2012. A solar eclipse over the Arctic created changes in auroras in both of Earth's hemispheres due to connection through the planet's magnetic field, according to a new study. The new work could help scientists predict changes in the near-Earth environment that can interfere with satellite communication. Yeah, probably much more than just satellite communication. On June 10th, 2021, the moon's shadow darkened much of the Earth's northern polar region, providing scientists with an unprecedented opportunity to explore the impacts natural events have on Earth's geospace thousands of kilometers above Earth. The eclipse affected auroras in both the northern and southern hemispheres, according to the new study published in the AGU Journal of Geophysical Research Letters, which publishes high-impact short-format reports with immediate implications spanning all Earth and space sciences. Auroras are the shimmering light shadows in the sky that flare up when solar storms shoot out energy and particles that interact with gases in the atmosphere. Did I say shadows? Light shows. Some of those particles travel along these lines of Earth's magnetic field to the poles, creating the northern lights in the northern hemisphere and the southern lights in the south. Excitingly, we found that the aurora and upper atmosphere were disturbed in the southern hemisphere where the eclipse did not cover, Dang said. Dang. This is because the upper atmosphere in the two hemispheres is connected through the magnetic field lines and the magnetosphere. Yeah, it's a bit pity, but here on the right side you can see the southern hemisphere as the eclipse is going, and there's red indicating that we have some action. Okay, now let's watch it again. Okay. The new research represents the first time scientists have shown how an eclipse affects the coupling between the ionosphere, the regions where energy from the sun ionizes the atmosphere and where auroras occur, and the magnetosphere, the bubble around Earth created by Earth's magnetic field, which is weakening. Everybody should know about that. We have a pole shift, or at least an excursion going on. 14 months left. Deng and his colleagues discovered the eclipses. The eclipse not only altered the local atmosphere under the moon's shadow, but also caused rings around the poles to form in the currents in the ionosphere and changed the activity of the auroras in both hemispheres. The rings are the result of disturbances to the electron density in the atmosphere created by charged aurora particles. Oh man, we have to watch it again. Sorry, but I want to watch really close if we have. Can we zoom? No, we can't. Is there any counter-rotating feature visible anywhere? Let's watch it again. Maybe we can spot it. And I have been at the plasma rock site at this very moment that happens. That happened. And I guess the recent video I was posting where I was walking around there, it had a little bit strange color to it, to the whole video. That's because it was a solar eclipse, or during a solar eclipse. Where did we have been? I have no idea. Auroras, but let's just continue somewhere. The new research improves scientists' understanding of the geospace environment and could help researchers predict the effects from future eclipses. This new study also illustrates the sizable impact of the solar eclipse on the ionosphere, which can absorb, bend, and reflect the radio signals used by global positioning system GPS satellites, potentially creating disturbances in communication and navigation. Yes, thank you. That's so I'm not reading that. Previous studies have shown that solar eclipses can also reduce the density of particles in the ionosphere in the path of the shadow. Deng and his collaborators developed a model that combines the upper atmosphere, the magnetosphere, and electrical currents flowing in this system, and used it to understand how the June solar eclipse affected Earth's geospace. The current system in the ionosphere is complicated. The current system. So the researchers focused specifically on the currents flowing between the magnetosphere and the ionosphere along the magnetic field lines. These lines run out from the South Pole, around the planet, to the North Pole, and down through its axis. They were surprised that the eclipse caused even stronger auroral activity in the unobscured southern hemisphere than in the northern hemisphere. These changes in the auroras could potentially be seen by observers, especially suspicious ones. This is unique and interesting research. This is a unique and interesting research that modeled global impacts of the solar eclipse, said Toshi Nishimura, a space physicist at Boston University who was not involved in the research. Usually, people don't think about the connection between the solar eclipse and aurora because the eclipse is a daytime phenomenon, and the aurora is a phenomenon in the night at high latitudes. But an eclipse can sometimes occur at high latitudes, and this research demonstrated its impact on aurora. So now, June 10th, 2021. June 10th, 2021. During the eclipse, that's one of the bigger craters we have there in the plasma rock site. Here you can see we have a little bit of a strange light, but we have light. It was blue sky almost. These are the plasma rocks I was writing about. This is a site which should be protected. and studied well. And I am still waiting for any answers about my pieces I sent to the Finnish Geological Institute a half a year ago or something. Haven't heard anything. Not all of them are petrified wood. There are some pieces which aren't. But I really would like to know what they are. Because I am quite sure that you can find really amazing stuff there. Beside petrified wood. And you can see how shiny they are. There is no quartz veins. We have some reddish color. Like here, for example. But you can also see with your own eyes that there is no rusting going on, oxidation too much. Otherwise, they wouldn't be shiny. We have really nice tetrahedrons. You can find all kinds of patterns in that place. And somebody figured out that, yeah, let's make it a really nice place and make some fireplaces and paths and all this kind of stuff. Yeah. I really don't understand this. As if this wouldn't be mind blowing and beautiful enough. If the people just would know what they are looking at. Yeah, that's the thing which is in this one YouTube video, which has been seen by quite many. I mean, there at the place there has been a monastery. No one knows when it got founded, why, who, and what happened. It just burned down and got abandoned. There's some. The history of the whole monastery is not known really, but as we have learned from history, newer religions which got implied on the society, they destroyed all the holy places of the people who lived there. Whatever they have built, they built, like, for example, now let's take Christians, because it's probably the easiest, because there was a Christian monastery. Many places where nowadays are big churches, there has been a holy place before, a place of worship, whatever they were worshipping, nature, the gods, Venus, Mars, Saturn. So I had this thought that since there has been a monastery, there has been also a copper mine. There must have been something before the monastery there already. Something really important, which got either destroyed or buried, or first destroyed and then buried. And yeah, I somehow try to figure something out or about the monastery there. Its history or something I tried already a few times, but I somehow didn't find any knowledge. And I'm still waiting for anyone to respond. No one responded. The silence of the lamps. What's going on? Because if you think that I only figured out the things which are in the article, then you're quite wrong, because there would be so much other stuff. And those videos I do, they're just a part of it, small part. Yeah. That's an amazing place, people. That's a little bit enhanced, I guess. Somehow to pull forward the colors, and since we are still in this solar eclipse time, the colors were, let's say, a little bit strange. But this is now enhanced to pull forward colors. And I tell you again, I am not a nerd. I am no geek. I just have a cell phone. I use the basic functions of a cell phone. Everything else is too much. I'm not a technical person. I like simple stuff. So there's no Photoshop or whatever. That's the same picture. Enhanced, unenhanced. That's the color of the light we had during the eclipse. So it's a little bit pale. And here they come forward a bit more. These pictures are taken with a cell phone, with the same cell phone I made those little adjustments, because as you probably know, it never looks as you would like to have it on a picture or photograph, because when you're watching at that with your own eyes in nature, you can see much more than on a picture. And it is amazing when you put your hand on those rocks. So there is no wonder that has been a monastery. That's a really powerful place. But I leave it here. I already forgot what I was talking about in the beginning of the video, but hope you enjoyed some pictures. Plasma rocks. Thanks. Bye.